Hi, editing Suze here, just stopping by. My head is cut off for a good half of this video. Um, but I can't undo the things I did. I tried a new tripod, putting it in a new space. I thought I was good, and I wasn't. I'm so sorry. Enjoy the video. Good morning. We are doing a job that I've been putting off for a while. So basically I was talking to my mom about how I really missed my homemade garlic powder, because it had this richer, almost, roasted garlic flavor as compared to like the store-bought bags, which just generic garlic flavor. So she came with 2 of these containers of garlic for me, which is great. This is 1 kilogram, so this is 2.2 pounds of garlic in each one. Well, not quite in this one. I've already broken into it because I have no garlic powder. So I need to take all the skins off and then do something with them. My plan is to, what's that thing called? The only word that's coming to mind is immersion blender, but that is wrong. I'm going to blend them up with my little mini chopper thing. I wish I could think of what it was called right now. I can't even. I'll show you later in the video. You probably already have figured out what I'm talking about. And freeze it, some of it, and make garlic powder with the rest. So this is going to be awful. I'm Suze. Welcome back to my witchy homestead. Let's start with the garlic. Okay. This is going to be, like, this just feels like a nightmare that's going to end in a beautiful dream. You know, because at the end, I'll have all this wonderful garlic that I can just grab and use. But in the meantime, I have to do this job. I've heard that you can use the skins as garlic powder as well. But because this is grocery store garlic, I'm just going to get rid of the seeds, or the seeds and stems. There's no seeds. They are seeds. The papers and the stems and all the bits. I'm only going to keep the cloves. And I have a bowl right here. Starting off strong with fingers not wanting to work. Or these are extra strong cloves. I'm not sure which. I think I should probably get another bowl, or I'll use this one and then get another bowl, and just put all, like, separate it out, get rid of, and then cut and do things. Make a big mess, clean up the mess, make another big mess, clean up the mess. Yeah, that sounds about right. So, the one thing I did want to talk about with this is we started my tomatoes together a little bit ago. For me, it was last week. For you, I think it was 2 weeks ago. And in that video, I mentioned that I was starting my tomatoes late. And I didn't realize in that video how late I was starting them. My plan was to start them early to get them bigger before they went out. But we are now, I think we are 6 weeks away from our last frost. And I just started them last week. So, like, oh, that one's no good. I'm just gonna garbage that one. So they're going to be a little behind where I wanted them to be when I get them out. None of them have germinated yet. That's not surprising. But I was just really disappointed in myself for second guessing. You know, I put all this time and effort into, like, going over the calendar and the best, like, all the information that you're given, right, on the back of the seed packet. All the people on YouTube, hi, I guess I'm one of them now, like all the different blogs and Farmer's Almanac and all these people say start this then, and so I go through all of that and I figure out what's going to work best for me, and then when it comes time I second guess myself, and then we end up in a situation where we are starting tomatoes late rather than early. But at the end of the day, I guess late is better than never, in reality. Oh my goodness. So, at least we will have tomato plants of some varying description. These are hard to get off. I'm going to hurt myself. I'm going to move that. And I've been putting the wrong things in the wrong bowls. Good for me. That's ridiculously hard. Does anybody know why it's this hard to take apart? Is it because it's dry? Is it like, it's not. Like, it's typical store-bought garlic, but I've never struggled this much with garlic before. Holy smokes. Food processor. That's the word I was looking for. Food processor. That took a long time. So this is all the garlic we got. That took longer than expected, to the point where my camera actually died and I could recharge it. That being said, I'm also doing other things like school calls and laundry and, you know, typical mom things. So now that this is all taken apart, we have to do the fun part of cutting and smashing so we can get it out of the peel, ready to go in the food processor. So I did get out another bowl. So that's 3. This is a 3-bowl project, apparently. Oh, and that one volunteered as tribute. Tribute? Yeah. So basically, I'm going to push up my sleeves. Cut off the end and get as much of the peel off as I can with that. Smash it. And take the peel off. If they're bad, they'll go in the garbage. If they're good, they'll go over there. And now I get to do this 300 more times. And in case you haven't figured it out yet, I'm an incredibly awkward person. My hands are going to smell for weeks. Oh, speaking of smell, onion update. The onion that we planted together when I uppotted my peppers. Ew. The bloom died. Basically, about 2 weeks after we planted it, it just up and just fell over. It is still planted. It is still in my office. It smells awful, but it's still there, and it's still putting off leaves. So like, it's not dead. So I'm wondering if it's going to put off another flower. If not, I guess we have to try again next year. Right? I think my camera's just too low. Past me has no idea what nightmare that was. Oh my gosh. She knows. She knew it was going to be a nightmare. That was awful. That was almost 2 hours to peel that. Because I kept having to stop to wash my hands. Because it was just too sensory. It was too much sensory input with all the little bits stuck to my fingers. That was bad. Okay, so what we are going to do is, I only have a mini processor here. It's all I have. And in fact, it is broken. But it's what I got, so it's what I use. So we're going to do this in batches. We're going to fill up the bowl, and then put it out on the dryer trays and all that stuff. I'm gonna get a spoon. My ladle that's not a ladle. I am done being sticky. So done being sticky. Okay. Okay. I like this part. This is... Last time I made garlic, I used the pre-peeled stuff from the grocery store. And I grated it. This is smart. Yep. This reminds me of an argument I had with my aunt. I was maybe about 8 or 9 years old, and we were making lunch, and she wanted to make garlic bread. And she and I had an argument on whether you add fresh garlic or powdered garlic or garlic powder to the butter to make garlic bread. Hers was fresh garlic, mine was garlic powder. I don't know why. I don't know why that was my stance. Like, I was 9 years old. I had no idea what I was doing in the kitchen. But I was dead set on powdered garlic. So we ended up compromising and doing both. And it was so good. And it was just like one of those ridiculous little moments that sitting here with the garlic smell, I was reminded of that. Okay, so my hands aren't as sticky, but they're still ridiculously sticky, so I have to go wash them, and I have to move the tripod to get at the dehydrator. So, be right back with the dehydrator. So because my dehydrator has massive holes, I have to put down parchment paper onto my grate. So, it's a little arts and crafts project in between kitchen projects. Ta-da! So now basically I'm going to spread garlic. Actually, you know what? I should probably not do that. I should just start with 2 trays. Just do 2 arts and crafts projects at the same time. And then spread. There we go. What am I doing? I'm going to do another tray. This is the dehydrator I'm using. I got it when PV Mart went on out of business last year for like, I think it was $20. Like, deep clearance, didn't think anything was going to be left. There were 2 of these. Okay, so that was about half. So now what we're going to do is grab a cookie tray and do 1 tablespoon scoops and put them in the freezer. So I've decided on a half tablespoon, and I've put a little clip on my parchment paper so that it doesn't slip and slide around. And that's all I'm going to do. There we go. I'm just going to make them into a tiny bit better clusters so they freeze a tiny bit better. Some of these are kind of small. That's okay. I'm going to turn the rest of this into more powder, basically. So, I will meet you back here to finish up the garlic powder. Because all I'm going to do with this is stick it in the freezer and then double bag it. So I'm not going to show you the rest of that, but we'll be back to finish the garlic powder when this is all dry. Good morning. We finally finished the garlic. Oh my goodness. So all of this stayed in the dehydrator at 130 for, I just left it in there for 24 hours. And then I let it sit for 12 hours to make sure it was dry, and it is dry. And we kind of have garlic granola now. It's pungent, and boy was I happy to turn off that dehydrator. It was so loud. So from here, I need to make 2 products. I need garlic powder and minced garlic. Which I guess it already is, but it's too big for what I want. I need minced garlic for my everything bagel seasoning, and this is just too big for that. I just heard a kid yell. There's no kids here. Everybody went to school. Might have been a cat. Anyway, so we're going to put it in here, put it in the blender, do our thing. Try not to breathe in too much of it. I need a jar and probably my canning funnel. Okay, so I grabbed 2 jars, a bigger one for powder, a smaller one for minced garlic. They're just leftover pasta jars. Need that back. Okay. I think I'm going to go for powder first. So we use a lot more powder than minced garlic. And this is obviously going to be done in batches. So all of that went down to there. Off gas. That's a good consistency. I like that. I'm happy with that. So, now just to do that 100 times. It is still kind of sticky. Wasn't expecting that, but it is fully dry. Just the nature of garlic. I did ask my mom how much all that garlic cost because I was curious. She said she got each bundle on sale for $4. Oh, excuse me. So that's almost a full 3/4 of a jar garlic powder. Hopefully that lasts more than a little bit. Now with the minced garlic, I'm basically just going to put it in my blender and pulse it so that it's a little littler, a little bit smaller of a piece than what I've got yesterday with the, a couple days ago with the food processor. It's still a bit too big. Okay, I think that's as far as I'm going to take it. There are some pieces that was a mistake. There are still some pieces in here that are a little bit too big. I'm going to go get the mortar and pestle just to see if I can break it up a little bit more without powdering it too much. That's much better, for sure. So now, after I'm done all this, all I have to do is label my jars because I want to know what this is. And then put them away. So thanks for joining me today on this chaotic, or I guess couple of days on this chaotic garlic journey. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!